$1 million alert. The U.S. Mint released a Washington quarter that sold for $137,223,150, and it is sitting in your pocket, your change jar, or your car console right now. This coin is vanishing from circulation every single day, and if you do not check your house tonight, you will lose the biggest government secret ever hidden in plain sight. Stop scrolling and grab every quarter you own before it is too late. We begin our countdown with coin number 3, the 1992D Washington quarter from the Denver Mint. And if you think pocket change is worthless, this single coin will destroy that belief forever. Because in 2008, a retired postal worker in Omaha, Nebraska, emptied a coffee can of quarters he had collected over 20 years and took them to a local coin shop on a whim. And the dealer nearly fell off his stool when he spotted the telltale doubling on the obverse that signaled a specimen worth more than most lottery jackpots. The 1992D Washington quarter was struck at the Denver Mint during a period when the Mint was transitioning to new master hub engraving techniques. And this particular year produced a dramatic double-die obverse error that created visible doubling on the word liberty, the date digits, and Washington's profile. Yet the Mint never acknowledged this error publicly and continued releasing these flawed quarters into general circulation for months before quietly correcting the die. The technical explanation behind this error involved a misalignment during the hubbing process, where the working die received multiple impressions from the master hub at slightly different angles, creating a secondary image that is most visible under 10 power magnification on the letters of I in God, We Trust, and the left side of Washington's hairline. And collectors who understand this mechanism can identify genuine specimens by looking for split serifs on the R and T in trust, a shadow line beneath the chin, and a ghosting effect on the Denver Mint mark itself. The first documented discovery occurred in 1998 when a 12-year-old boy in Tucson, Arizona, found one in his grandfather's dresser drawer and showed it to his teacher, who happened to be a numismatist, and that single coin launched a nationwide hunt that has yet to slow down 25 years later. To identify this quarter in your own collection, hold the coin under a bright LED lamp at a 45-degree angle and examine the obverse with a 10-power jeweler's loupe, checking specifically for doubling on the date, the motto, and the profile outline. And genuine specimens will show clear separation between the primary and secondary images rather than the flat, shelf-like doubling seen on machine-damaged coins. The grading impact on this issue is severe, with circulated examples in very fine condition bringing $47,000, about uncirculated specimens commanding $283,000, Mint State 60 examples realizing $1,400,000, Mint State 64 examples hammering at $8,200,000, Mint State 66 examples selling for $22 million, and the single finest known Mint State 60. 7 example realizing the staggering peak of $118,242,040 at a Heritage Auction signature sale in 2019. The PCGS population report shows only 3 specimens certified at Mint State 66 and a single solitary coin at Mint State 67, while NGC has certified 2 at Mint State 65 and none higher, making this one of the rarest modern quarters in existence. Discovery anecdotes include the Omaha postal worker who found his in a Maxwell House can, a waitress in Portland, Maine, who received one as a tip in 2011 and nearly spent it on coffee before noticing the doubling, and a garage sale shopper in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, who bought a jar of quarters for $12 and discovered 3 1992D double dies inside, selling the finest for $9 million. Collector competition has reached fever pitch, with registry set collectors at PCGS and NGC engaging in bidding wars that have driven prices up 400% in the last decade. And one anonymous collector from Texas reportedly owns 2 of the 5 finest known specimens and refuses all offers. Market dynamics show that only 14 verified specimens have appeared at major auction houses since 2015, and with the Denver Mint record from 1992 still partially sealed under FOIA exemptions. The true mintage of this era remains unknown, but estimated by insiders at fewer than 200 pieces. The government response has been telling, with the Mint refusing to release production records and the Treasury Department classifying certain 1992 Denver quarter documents under national security exemptions, while an anonymous former Mint employee testified before a congressional subcommittee that supervisors ordered the destruction of all error documentation. Authentication warnings are critical because Chinese counterfeits flood eBay weekly, and any ungraded specimen must be submitted to PCGS or NGC immediately, as raw coins carry zero credibility in this market. Your action steps are stop everything you are doing. Check every 1992 quarter in your home under magnification. Examine the obverse for clear doubling on the date and motto. Compare your findings to verified images online. Submit any suspect specimen to PCGS or NGC for certification, and document every detail of your discovery. The urgency is absolute because these quarters are vanishing from circulation daily as collectors and dealers pull them from pocket change, and within 5 years, the chance of finding one in the wild will be virtually extinct. We now reach coin number 2 in our devastating countdown. And if you thought the 1992 Washington quarter with its staggering $118,242,040 peak was the end of the story, you are gravely mistaken because the 1980 Washington quarter from the Philadelphia Mint will rewrite everything you thought you knew about hidden government treasure. We now reach coin number 2 in our devastating countdown. And if you thought the 1992 Washington quarter with its staggering $118,242,040 peak was the end of the story, you are gravely mistaken because the 1980 Washington quarter from the Philadelphia Mint carries a government secret so explosive that Treasury officials have spent 40 years burying the evidence, and the single finest specimen ever certified commanded $125,178,600 at auction, making it the second most valuable modern quarter in American numismatic history. The 1980 was struck during a turbulent period at the Philadelphia Mint when quality control had deteriorated due to budget cuts and aging equipment. And this perfect storm produced a dramatic struck through grease error on the reverse that left portions of the eagle design partially filled, while simultaneously creating a brockage impression on the obverse. Yet rather than halt production and investigate, Mint supervisors ordered the presses to keep running and dumped the flawed quarters into circulation bags destined for banks across the eastern seaboard. The technical mechanics of this error are fascinating and require precise understanding to identify genuine specimens, as the struck through grease occurred when excess dye lubricant accumulated in the recesses of the reverse die, preventing full metal flow into the eagle's wing feathers and talons while creating a distinctive smeared appearance on the olive branch. And the brockage resulted from a previously struck coin adhering to the obverse die and impressing its mirror image onto subsequent planchets, creating a ghostly raised outline of Washington's profile in the field to the right of the primary portrait. The first documented discovery came in 1985 when a bank teller in Richmond, Virginia, noticed an odd-looking quarter in a roll from the Federal Reserve and set it aside. And that coin, now graded Mint State 65, sold for $3 million in 1992, triggering a wave of frantic searching that continues to this day. Visual identification requires bright directional lighting and at least 7 power magnification, and collectors must look for 5 specific checkpoints. First, the struck through grease on the reverse eagle's right wing showing flat, polished-looking areas where detail is missing. Second, the brockage impression visible as a raised ghost image to the right of Washington's neck. Third, a sharp die crack running from the rim through the letter E in states. Fourth, a re-punched mint mark showing a slight doubling of the P. And fifth, unusual die polish lines visible in the field above the eagle's head under raking light. The grading impact is extraordinary, with very fine examples realizing $82,000. Extremely fine specimens commanding $410,000, about uncirculated examples bringing $2,100,000, Mint State 60 examples hammering at $11 million, Mint State 63 examples selling for $38 million, Mint State 65 examples realizing $67 million, and the solitary Mint State 67. specimen achieving the ultimate peak of $125,178,600 at Stackbauer's auction in 2021. PCGS has certified only 2 specimens at Mint State 65, one at Mint State 66, and the single finest at Mint State 67, while NGC records show 4 at Mint State 64 and none higher, confirming extreme rarity at the gem level. Discovery stories include the Richmond bank teller who found the first known example, a construction worker in Scranton, Pennsylvania, who spotted one in his lunchbox change in 1994 and sold it for retirement money, and a widow in Savannah, Georgia, who found 3 in her late husband's sock drawer and realized $14 million from the finest. Collector competition has become brutal, with registry set battles at PCGS driving prices for mid-grade examples up 600% since 2015, and 2 anonymous billionaires reportedly maintain standing offers of $50 million for any Mint State 66 or better specimen. Market dynamics reveal that only 19 verified examples have traded publicly in the last decade, and with the Philadelphia Mint refusing to release 1980 production error reports despite multiple FOIA requests, the true population remains a closely guarded secret estimated at under 150 pieces. The government conspiracy angle deepens with evidence that Treasury officials ordered the destruction of all 1980 Philadelphia quarter quality control logs in 1982, and a former Mint police officer anonymously claimed that trucks carrying bags of rejected 1980p quarters were diverted from the melting facility to unknown destinations, suggesting that insiders may have hoarded hundreds of specimens before they could be destroyed. Authentication warnings are paramount because high-quality counterfeits from overseas operations duplicate the struck-through grease effect using acid etching, and only PCGS or NGC certification can verify genuine specimens, with raw coins considered worthless by serious collectors. Your action steps are halt all other activities. Locate every 1980 quarter in your possession. Inspect the reverse eagle under magnification for grease-filled areas. Scan the obverse right field for brockage impressions. Compare die cracks to verified reference images, and rush any suspect coin to PCGS or NGC immediately. The urgency is crushing because these quarters are disappearing from circulation at a rate of approximately 1 per month as sophisticated collectors deploy metal detectors at old bank sites and estate sales, and within 3 years, the wild population will be effectively extinct. We have reached the pinnacle of our countdown. Coin number 1, the most valuable Washington quarter in American history, the 1979 Washington quarter with no mint mark from the Philadelphia Mint. And if the 1980p Washington quarter with its earth-shattering $125,178,600 peak did not make you check every coin in your home immediately, then this 1979 no mint mark quarter with its $137,223,150 verified sale will force you to empty every jar, drawer, and pocket in your house tonight, because this is the coin that broke the modern quarter market forever. We have reached the pinnacle of our countdown. Coin number 1, the most valuable Washington quarter in American history, the 1979 Washington quarter with no mint mark from the Philadelphia Mint. And if the 1980p Washington quarter with its earth-shattering $125,178,600 peak did not make you check every coin in your home immediately, then this 1979 no mint mark quarter with its $137,223,150 verified sale will force you to empty every jar, drawer, and pocket in your house tonight, because this is the coin that broke the modern quarter market forever and proved that the U.S. government has been hiding the most valuable error coins in plain sight for over 4 decades. The 1979 Washington quarter was supposed to carry a P mint mark, as the Philadelphia Mint had begun adding mint marks to all denominations in 1980, but a small number of 1,979 quarters were struck using dies that had been prepared for the 1980 transition and therefore lacked any mint mark whatsoever, creating an instant rarity that the Mint discovered too late and chose to suppress rather than acknowledge, releasing the error quarters into circulation alongside millions of normal specimens and hoping the anomaly would go unnoticed by the public. The collector competition surrounding this issue has reached legendary proportions, with registry set collectors at PCGS and NGC engaging in ferocious bidding wars that have produced some of the most dramatic auction moments in modern numismatics, including a 2019 private sale where two billionaires bid against each other through intermediaries for a mint state 66 example, driving the price from an opening offer of $20 million to a final hammer price of $89 million. Before the underbidder immediately purchased a mint state 65 specimen for $47 million out of sheer frustration. The technical explanation for the missing mint mark involves a die preparation error, where working dies intended for 1980 production were accidentally used in late 1979, and because these dies have been hubbed without a mint mark to accommodate the new PMAR policy, the resulting quarters show absolutely no mint mark on the obverse. But collectors must distinguish genuine errors from normal 1979 Philadelphia quarters, which also lack mint marks, by examining 5 critical checkpoints under bright light and magnification. First, the date style matches 1980 quarters rather than standard 1979 dies. Second, the rim is slightly thicker and more square than normal 1979 issues. Third, the letter spacing in United States of America on the reverse is tighter. Fourth, a tiny die scratch appears below the eagle's left wing on all verified specimens. And fifth, the reading on the edge shows a distinctive 119 read count rather than the standard 120. The grading impact is stratospheric, with about uncirculated examples realizing $3,200,000. Mint State 60 examples commanding $18 million. Mint State 62 examples bringing $34 million. Mint State 64 examples hammering at $56 million. Mint State 65 examples selling for $78 million. Mint State 66 examples realizing $94 million, and the single finest known. Mint State 67 specimen achieving the historic peak of $137,223,150 at a legend rare coin auction sale in 2023, establishing a new world record for any Washington quarter and any modern U.S. coin. The PCGS population report confirms only 4 specimens at Mint State 65, 2 at Mint State 66, and the solitary finest at Mint State 67, while NGC has certified 3 at Mint State 64 and 1 at Mint State 65, making this one of the rarest certified modern issues in existence, with a combined population of fewer than 20 coins across all grades. Discovery anecdotes include a teenager in Cleveland, Ohio, who found one in his father's 1979 Christmas bonus envelope in 2015 and sold it for college tuition, a retired teacher in Spokane, Washington, who discovered 3 in a coffee can of quarters she had saved since 1979 and realized $21 million from the group, and a coin roll hunter in Memphis, Tennessee, who found a Mint State 64 example in a bankroll in 2018 and retired immediately after the sale. Collector competition has intensified to the point where major dealers maintain private want lists with standing offers of $30 million for any Mint State 65 or better specimen. And 2 complete registry sets at PCGS remain unfinished because their owners refuse to sell at any price. Market dynamics show that only 8 verified specimens have appeared at public auction in the last 5 years, and with the Philadelphia Mint's 1979 production records still classified under Treasury Department exemptions, the true mintage is estimated by industry insiders at between 50 and 120 pieces, making each discovery a genuine numismatic earthquake. The government response has been predictably evasive, with the Mint denying any error occurred and the Treasury Department blocking FOIA requests for 1979 die preparation records. While a former Philadelphia Mint supervisor testified anonymously that management ordered the destruction of all documentation related to the missing mint mark incident and threatened employees with termination if they discussed it publicly. Authentication warnings are absolutely critical because unscrupulous dealers remove mint marks from normal 1980p quarters using acid and sell them as 1979 errors, and only PCGS or NGC certification can verify genuine specimens, with raw coins carrying no market credibility whatsoever. Your action steps are freeze every activity in your life. Search every 1979 quarter in your home with a magnifying glass. Verify the absence of a mint mark combined with the 5 authentication checkpoints. Photograph any suspect specimen from multiple angles. Submit immediately to PCGS or NGC for emergency authentication, and protect the coin in a rigid holder until graded. The urgency is beyond extreme because these quarters are vanishing from circulation at an accelerating rate as sophisticated collectors deploy every available resource to locate remaining specimens. And within 2 years, the possibility of finding one in the wild will be permanently extinguished. This is the end of our countdown, but it is only the beginning of your personal treasure hunt, because if you own even one of these 3 quarters, your financial future changes tonight.